So guys, you watching this video, man, I hope you talking to that girl you always wanted to talk to. Stop being scary, bro. Tell your auntie, your great granddaddy that you love him, man. Tell your brother, tell everybody you love him, bro. But you guys are not here for a positive message. You guys are here for the title of this video, guys. As you guys know, bro, the NBA Draft Combine is officially started underway. We're actually in day 2 currently as I'm recording this video. So much to actually take away. If you guys have been keeping up with NBA Draft Combine throughout the years, typically the top projected guys typically don't compete in these draft combines just because, they don't want to impact their draft stock in a negative way. So you're not really going to see the top 5 to 10 projected picks in most drafts compete in these NBA draft combines. But according to Bleacher Report, the new CBA mandated universal participation, what means that we actually had a chance to see a lot of the top guys play and compete in the NBA draft combine in 2024. We had a chance to see Bronny James. We had a chance to see the projected #1 picks, Alex Sarr, Reed Sheppard, Robert Dillingham, Zach Edey, Donovan Clingan, so many, top players in this class. So like I said, we're only a couple days in. And just from what I personally been seeing, I feel like there's definitely been a lot of pretty interesting and impressive results so far. So we're actually going to be taking a look at the most notable players that you guys care about. Obviously the Bronny Jameses of the world, the Robert Dillinghams, the Zach Edeys, the Dalton Connects. We're going to be taking a look at all of these guys, talk about some surprises, talk about some players that maybe have actually negatively impacted their draft stock. And also too, I feel like it's very, very important to mention that I understand that, all these different guys have different measurements. They have different shooting, numbers and whatnot. But guys, at the end of the day, bro, the draft combine is cool, but do not let these numbers and whatnot dictate how you think or how you're going to perceive a basketball player. I mean, just for reference, Stephen Curry, he was listed as 6'2" when he did these combine. He was listed as 6'2". He only weighed 181 pounds. Damian Lillard, Jalen Brunson, they both were listed at 6'1". Didn't even have no incredible wingspan. Same thing with Trae Young. He barely cracked 6 foot. So, a lot of these different guys that I've been seeing so far in the 2024 NBA draft, people are saying, oh, they're too short. They couldn't jump as high. They couldn't move as fast. They couldn't shoot as hard. Guys, it's the NBA Draft Combine. These are not real games. I personally, at least in my opinion, I feel like what you did in college, what you do overseas, what you do in the G League, all those real life action games, that is what, at least in my personal opinion, that is what really should impact how and where a player gets drafted and how they're going to end up in the NBA. But nonetheless, guys, we're talking too much. Let's get into this video and let's talk about the 2024 NBA Draft Combine so far. So guys, boom, let's go and get straight into this video. And let's go ahead and break down the most notable players in the 2024 NBA Draft Combine. I think it is a great idea, bro. Let's go ahead and start off with, you guys know, bro, I got to start off with my favorite player in the draft, bro. I got to start off with my boy, Robert Dillingham. And let's just go ahead and throw Reed Sheppard in there just because, it's Kentucky, man. We got to throw in that dynamic duo there. But both these players, they were actually listed pretty similar heights. Robert Dillingham, he was listed as a 6'1" guard. Same thing with Reed Sheppard, 6'1" and 3/4. Surprisingly, Robert Dillingham only weighs 164 pounds, while Reed Sheppard only weighs 181 pounds. I know for me, it's just kind of crazy to see that Robert Dillingham is only listed as 164 pounds, just because I feel like it's actually very impressive that he's that small, 6'1", and he can still score the ball as effectively as he can. He can still shoot it. And if you actually watch Robert Dillingham, he gets a lot of his buckets actually attacking the rim. And I just feel like he's a better rim penetrator than a lot of people give him credit for. I personally still think he's a top 5 projected pick in this draft. Same thing with Reed Sheppard. I know Reed Sheppard surprised everybody and their mama. When it came to the vertical drill, I believe Reed Sheppard actually tied for first in that drill. I think his vertical leap was like 42 inches or something like that, which is actually pretty very impressive. I know a lot of people didn't really think that Reed Sheppard is the most athletic guy when he was at Kentucky or even in general, but if you watch Reed Sheppard, I feel like he's a very bouncy player. He can definitely get up there when needed. Same thing with Robert Dillingham. So, I'm personally not really surprised. If you look at a lot of fast break dunks that Reed Sheppard, got, or even just when he would penetrate towards the rim, he can definitely dunk the ball, but he just chooses to lay the ball up most of the time. But don't be surprised if Reed Sheppard actually catches a body, in the NBA. We obviously knew that Reed Sheppard was definitely going to showcase his shooting ability in the shooting drills. I believe he shot 19 for 25 in one of the drills as well. So Reed Sheppard and Rob, we know they're both going to go top 5 to top 10, but we'll definitely see how both these guys end up. I definitely feel like Zach Edey and Donovan Clingan were two players you can really look at as winners from the NBA Draft Combine, at least so far. I mean, the measurements that they managed to put up, the shooting numbers that they put up, very, very impressive. I know Donovan Clingan, he was listed as a 7'1" 3/4 as his height, 282 pounds with a 9'7" wingspan, and Zach Edey, 7'3" 3/4, weighing close to 300 pounds with a 9'7" wingspan. I know Zach Edey also surprised a ton of people with his shooting ability as well. I saw him shoot 16 for 25 in one of the drills, which is actually better, surprisingly, than some of the guards. I saw a few guards couldn't even make over 10 3-point shots in some of these drills. So the fact that Zach Edey and Donovan Clingan as well, who are two guys that are not known to be prolific 3-point shooters, or even guys that even attempt 3-point shots, and the fact that they're still up there with a lot of these guards, I definitely think that, these two guys are definitely winners so far in the NBA Draft Combine. And, I'm definitely a huge fan of Donovan Clingan. I've actually been seeing him being actually projected to be a top 5 pick, projected to go to the Spurs. I mean, can you imagine Donovan Clingan and Victor Wembanyama protecting the rim? Donovan Clingan, he's always been a great defensive anchor that you can put, near the rim. So, and the fact that he's also mobile too as well, I definitely do think he will definitely translate to the NBA a lot better than Zach Edey, just because of the mobility that Donovan Clingan has. But nonetheless, both of these guys definitely winners, and I'm definitely excited to see how they're going to be for the rest of the NBA Draft Combine. Dalton Knecht and Jared McCain, I think these are two guys that are also winners as well. I know Jared McCain, he was listed as 6'2", 203 pounds, surprisingly, with an 8'2" wingspan. I think he's a guy that's definitely going to translate well just because of his shooting ability. Same thing with Dalton Knecht. I mean, he's listed as 6'5", purely 212 pounds. I know a lot of people have, questions about Dalton Knecht's defensive ability, but I think once they get into those 5-on-5s and whatnot, we're definitely going to see a different type of Dalton Knecht. And I think all those questions will definitely get thrown out the window. I never really looked at Dalton Knecht as a liability on defense, at least from what I saw at Tennessee, but very similar to Jared McCain. I think Dalton Knecht's probably just a bigger version of Jared McCain, but I think Jared McCain, definitely a consistent shooter. He definitely showcased that he understands how to play a role. He's not a guy that you actually need to just give him the ball and say, go give me a bucket. He can definitely do that if necessary, but I think Jared McCain just excels well in his role that he embraces, which is just being a catch and shoot guy that's going to be out there playing great defense. He plays hard. He dives after loose balls. So I think Jared McCain is one of those guys that you can definitely count on as a safe pick in the NBA draft, but definitely excited to see how both these guys are going to turn out. Bronny James is a guy that I know a lot of people has been keeping their eyes on, but believe it or not, I actually think that, at least in the first day, Bronny James definitely looks like a winner out of the bunch. The second day, at least from what I've been seeing on Twitter and actually watching the NBA Draft Combine so far, it looks like he just finished with 4 points, 4 rebounds in the first scrimmage game that he managed to play in. If you want me to be completely honest, bro, it's so crazy to me, bro. I've never in my life, bro, I've never seen somebody or people hype up 4 points ever in my life as much as they're hyping up this man Bronny James in the NBA Draft Combine in his first scrimmage. I'm not hating or anything. It's just so crazy to me. It's just so funny. But as far as his measurements, we'll get to that a little later. But as far as his measurements, Bronny James finished the first day listed as a 6'1" guard. Surprisingly, I'm not sure if this is accurate, but if this is true, this is actually a definitely W. He weighed in at 210 pounds with an 8'2" wingspan with a 6'7" reach. The weight, to me, like, he's definitely been putting in work over the summer or over these past few months that he hasn't been playing basketball. I mean, if you're 6'1", 210 pounds, it definitely reminds me of a Jalen Brunson type build. I know initially, as I was watching Bronny James during USC, he didn't really look that stocky, so it definitely looks like he's been putting in the work. I mean, even whenever he was attacking the lane in the first scrimmage, he definitely looked a lot stronger. He definitely looked a lot more confident out there. And even in the shooting drills, shooting 19 for 25 on one of the shooting drills, actually finished second in the star drill. I also heard that he made 12 straight 3-pointers as well in the last few second stretch there. So, and then lastly, even the 40-inch vertical, I think he finished 6th, I believe, overall in the combine as far as vertical. So I definitely think that Bronny James is definitely one of the bigger winners so far in the NBA Draft Combine. I know a lot of people have questions on if he still should even stay in the draft or if he's making the right decisions. I mean, like I said, I think Bronny James is ready for the league. I get it. Trust me, I get it. And like I said at the beginning of the video, it's very hard to really, dictate how well these guys are gonna end up just based on an NBA Draft Combine. I mean, Bronny James shot 19 for 25 in the drill, but during the season he only made 16 threes out of 60, I believe, if I'm looking at this right. So that's shooting 26% from three. So like I said, you kind of have to take a lot of this stuff with a grain of salt, but I definitely still think that Bronny James is a guy that just lacks confidence. So if he's able to go to the right team, the right situation, I definitely think that if he can get instilled some confidence, bro, he can be a very, very good player, bro. Can you guys imagine what his summer league is going to be like? On a side note, I feel like Bronny James' summer league, like this year, going to be crazy, bro. I really hope he gets drafted in the first round. But with Bronny, I feel like nobody really knows where he's going to get drafted, because I feel like any team would want Bronny James on their team. Just knowing what that's going to do for the economy, knowing that's what that's going to do for the arena, the fans, the team as in general. So Bronny James, definitely goated. I really don't know why people keep saying, oh, he's only in this position because of his dad. He's only getting, like, bro, like I've been seeing a lot of other people agree with me too. It's like, bro, if you're applying for a job that you know your dad works at, or if you know a friend that works at a job and they get you the job, there's absolutely no difference in that, bro. So people need to just stop trying to just make it seem like he's handed the NBA. And even if he is, the NBA Draft Combine right now, LeBron James is not there, bro. Bronny James literally finished 6th in the vertical. He did that, not LeBron. He finished 2nd in the 3-point drill, making 19 out of 25. I don't know what the percentage is on that, but he's doing all these things. So, this whole notion that he's not working for nothing and he just handed, I completely disagree. And I think he's actually handled the pressure a lot better than most people would, in his position. So definitely shout out to Bronny. I'm always been a fan as far as him as a person, him as a player. So I'm definitely excited to see what he's going to do, in these next coming days and potentially the NBA draft. But guys, let me know down below if you guys want more coverage on the NBA Draft Combine. Let me know who do you guys think are some winners, some losers, all that. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.